Okay, so guys, we will be starting the OSI model today. Okay, so let me see how can I make. Okay, so guys, we will be starting the OSI model today. Okay, I hope you guys can see my screen now. Okay, so purely like I'll be using the handwritten notes. So please confirm in the chat if you guys can see my screen properly. Yes. Okay, great. Okay, so let's start. So what is the topic for today? And also please confirm if I'm audible clearly. Okay, great. Getting echo. Okay. So that I'm sitting alone in my room. L- Okay, next time I ask my three of my friends to come and join me so that you will not get echo. Okay. No, party will happen after OSI model now. Okay, so the topic is OSI model. So OSI model, why we are learning this topic, guys? Because this topic is very important to understand networking. Okay, so OSI model is very, very important to understand IT networking. So it's very because OSI model will tell you how my network go from my computer, from my laptop to internet, and from internet to some servers like google.com. Okay, so we will be learning OSI model in a practical way so that you understand how my computer sends some data to internet. Okay, and what internet is doing. There is some server called DNS. Okay, we will discuss about little bit of DNS also. That your first packet go to DNS and then DNS gives you IP. But I found these results on search. DNS will give you some IP address and then your packet will go to the destination. So what is source? So your computer is called source, and wherever you go, like whether it is Facebook or any website, that is called destination. Okay, so why we are learning OSI model? So that we understand IT networking. So whenever people learn OSI model, they feel like it is a topic. No, you do not have to understand it's a topic. You have to understand in such a way that this topic, or what we call, this is like to understand IT networking. I'm learning this. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, so page is okay, na? Okay, so in OSI model, so when we talk about OSI model, so we have around 7 layers. Okay, so let me share those 7 layers with you all. OSI model, 7 layers. Okay, and why we are learning this OSI model? So that we understand networking. Okay, so हम क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं इसको? Why we are learning this? So that we understand networking. Okay, so these are the 7 layers. I hope it is visible to you all. Okay, so now if you see the first layer, I would say the first layer is called application layer. Okay, the first layer is called application layer. Okay, where all the end users will work. Okay, so we'll discuss about application. So let's take a overview right now. So we have 7 layers application, which start from top to bottom. Okay, top to bottom. So the top layer is called layer 7 also. Then we have layer 6, which is called presentation layer. Then we have layer 5th, which is called session layer. Then we have transport layer. Then we have network layer. Then we have data link layer, and then we have physical layer. Okay. So what is layer 7? Layer 7 is application. So how do you remember all these things? Okay. Just hold on, guys. One of the student is not able to join the class, I think. At, always at the live classes. Yeah. Okay, so application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport, network, data link, physical. Okay, so remember, we have to understand this from top to bottom. So what is called A stand for, like, you can say that this is what we call the acronym, I would say, alias, basically. Okay, to understand, to remember this. Okay, so you can say that all people need, all people seem. Okay, so this is what I remember initially. Okay, but after a few days, you do not have to remember this. All people seem to need data processing. Okay, so if you remember this alias, this is what we call alias, or shortcut to remember alias. Okay, so this is to just understand, this is to remember. Okay, this is not the full form or anything. So that you remember, okay, A stand for application, P stand for presentation, okay, CS stand for session. Okay, so this is just to remember. You remember this, all people seem to need data processing. Okay, so this is how you understand from top to bottom. And there is a way, if you want to learn from bottom to top, that's called please do not throw sauces, pizzas away. It's little, please do not throw sauces, pizza away. It's a birthday party. Do not throw. Okay, so this is how you can remember from bottom to top also. Please do not throw sauces pizza away. Or if you want to learn from top to bottom, all people seem to need data processing. Okay, so what initially when you are going for interviews, suppose if I'm taking your interview, I'm the interviewer. If I ask you, okay, can you please explain OSI model? So you can't just do all these things in your brain. Okay, okay, please do not throw sauces, pizza, all or whatever. All people seem to know. So it's taking time, right? So by the time you all have to remember this in a flow, like you can remember application, presentation, session, transport, network, data, physical. Okay, so you have to learn this flow. This is just for the beginners. Okay, after, like, when you understand OSI model, it is not require you to learn in this way. Okay, because in interviews you do not have too much time to respond for these names. Okay, clear? So this is how you remember. And now if we discuss about application layer, the first, and what we see here in application, it is called end user layer. This layer is related to some, user applications, presentation layer, which represents syntax layer, like format of data, whether the format is image format, audio is in which format, videos in which format. So presentation decide how my data is going to look like. Session layer is going to add the port number, send it to port. Send the application data to the port number. Okay. Send the application data, whether you are playing games, whether you are doing like web browser and all, every application has a port number which is going to internet. Like even if you open Google Chrome, okay, whether you open Zoom meetings, every service or every application which connects with internet has a port number. So this session layer connect my application with the port number. You can say that. Okay, sync and send to port number. Sync. We'll discuss more in detail. It is just an overview. And then transport layer is the delivery guys. Okay, suppose you buy a courier, okay, from Amazon. So Amazon courier deliver the data to you. So the Amazon courier company is transport layer. Okay, like whether you order from any website, so their courier service or whether, okay, their courier service is called transport layer, like end-to-end delivery. So whenever we send data from your laptop to the internet, to any server like Facebook, okay, so who send your data from computer to Facebook? Who is going to send the data? So the data is going to send by a transport layer. Okay, I am sure you heard about some protocols, TCP, UDP. Have you heard about these protocols earlier? TCP, UDP. So transport layer has two main protocols, TCP and UDP, which we will discuss. Okay. So, but transport layer decide the delivery of data. Then we forward the data to network layer. Okay. So remember, all these layers are working from top to bottom. The data go from application to presentation to session to transport to network to data to physical layer. So means the data is going from top to bottom. Okay. So data is going from top to bottom. The technical word is called encapsulation. Okay. When the data go from top to bottom, we are adding some information. Okay. We on every layer, we are adding some information. In this layer, we add port number. In this layer, we add IP address. Because in the network layer, we convert the data into packets. In packets, we add IP address detail. In the data link layer, we add the MAC address detail. Okay, so now you see port numbers. Okay, so when we send data, three important things are called. So in simple words, the data will add a port number. After that, we add IP address. Okay. And after that, we add the MAC address. And if you understand all these, so this is how you understand the flow. This is what we call packet flow. OSI model we are learning so that we understand IT networking and also we understand the packet flow. Okay, how my data is going. So now in simple words, because I started a few minutes back. Okay, so now the whole chapter, whole OSI model, we will understand how my data is getting converted and why we add a port number, why we add IP address, why we MAC address. Okay, so all these are called rules. Okay, all these rules are called protocol. Okay, so these rules, why we have to learn IP address, MAC address? Because many people ask me, Atul, why we add this IP address, port number, MAC address? Why so many details is required? Because this detail is made by, like you can say, one of the, actually, the whole industry is using one protocol, which is called TCP IP protocol. And this protocol, what is protocol? A set of rules. Okay, like if you are driving a car, you have to drive with the driving rules, right? Okay, you have to take the left with the left indicator. If you want to move right indicator, right? Okay, so basically every country has driving rules. Okay, the same way on internet, there is a big rules. Okay, so these are called internet rules. Internet rules and regulations, you can say that. Okay, so those internet regulations are called protocol. So this one of the most important protocol is called TCP IP model, which is used in the real time. Okay, so when we why we are not learning real TCP IP, why OSI model? Because to understand networking, OSI model is more better way to explain. Okay, OSI model is much more easy to understand. And when you learn OSI model, you automatically learn TCP IP. Okay, so it means if we understand OSI model, okay, we will also understand TCP IP model. Clear, everyone? Because OSI model will explain you in 7 layers. In TCP IP, we have 4 layers. Okay, so tell me where you understand more clearly when when I teach you in detail with 7 layers or when I give you in 4 layers. Tell me. And what Cisco recommend, because I'm teaching you CCNA CCNP, Cisco is also recommending to learn OSI model. So that's why we say OSI model is a reference model. तो OSI मॉडल जो है वो हमारा रेफरेंस मॉडल है. ओके, सो द OSI मॉडल इज कॉल्ड reference model. Okay, so that we understand it is not used in real time. Okay, it is only for the reference to understand IT networking. Okay, let me show you guys. I'll take your doubts, don't worry, Vishnu, or you can type in the chat, because till the time it's a big topic, you can't understand in one go. So keep your doubts with yourself. I'll cover. I will teach every layer in detail. Okay, I'm just giving overview. This is what we are going to learn. Okay, so don't worry. It's we have not started the topic yet. अभी तो topic शुरू भी नहीं हुआ है. Okay, so this is just an overview. So now you can see in OSI model we have 7 layers, and these first 3 layers are combined together and called application layer. Transport is called transport layer in TCP IP. Network is called network layer. And the data link physical is called network access layer. Okay, so there is a TCP IP updated also, where the data is called data, the physical. So this is TCP IP. There is TCP IP updated version also. In updated, application is application. Transport is called transport. And this network layer is called network. The data link is called data link. And the physical is called physical. So practically, if I would say, now we have a TCP IP updated model with the 5 layers. But when you learn all 7 layers, whether it is the old version of TCP, whether it is the latest version of TCP, you understand everything, because the first 3 layers are combined together and form application layer. Okay, so when we learn all 3 things, so now understanding OSI model, you can define different when interviewer is asking you OSI model. So when you know about application, presentation and session, you have to give in 3, what we call 3 answers. But when somebody asks you TCP IP application layer, so you can combine all these answers and say in one application layer of TCP IP, because all first 3 layers are called application in the TCP IP. Okay, so let's understand OSI model, and then I'll tell you the secrets to clear interviews of OSI model. Okay, Okay, so let's start from the first layer. Guys, don't feel boring because the whole interviews of network engineers are depend on this topic. Okay, so if you little feel like, yeah, it's okay, little boring and all, so I would say just go and wash your face, get some energy, and come back. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes. But this topic is very, very important. Even this topic is more important than topics like OSPF, BGP, MPLS. Because mostly every interviewer in the industry, they start their interviews from the OSI model. Okay. So please go and fresh yourself. And turn on your camera. Just want to see how energetic you guys are. Rinku, बैठ के पढ़ो यार, क्या कर रहे हो? Okay, great. And try to attend classes from laptop or computer. Okay, because in phone the screen is very small and you can't focus every time. Okay, so try to attend classes on laptop. Okay, so are you guys ready for OSI model? Okay. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so in application layer, so when we talk about OSI model, in application layer, all these let's talk about main protocols first. Okay. I hope it's visible. Okay, so we do not have to learn everything what is written over here. We have to understand the most important things. Okay, so now you understand. So there are some applications. Okay, so the applications like a lot of applications like HTTP, DNS. Okay, so let me write. So in the application layer, so this layer is responsible for uh, um, the connection between user and application. Okay, so you can say that. So like user interact with the other user. So this layer responsible for user, what we call, I would say how simple I can explain you. So this application layer is responsible for the softwares where users interact with each other. Okay, so you can say that the softwares or the applications which interact users with applications. Okay, so the layer, I would say the layer or this layer responsible for interacting users with application. Okay, let me give you a simple example. You can give any example. Okay, but the most good the good one of the good example is like any software which help users to interact with internet, users with other users, user with applications. Okay, like Google Chrome. What is this? Web browser. So what is web browser? So web browser work on HTTP, HTTPS, right? So these HTTPS, okay, we'll discuss about their full form and all, but right now you understand these are web browsing protocols. These web browsing protocols work under, these web browsing protocols work under this application layer. Okay. So I think this is mm, okay. So this is much simple right now because you do not understand the uh, tough thing right now. Okay, so you can see there. So there are some protocols like HTTP, HTTPS, all these protocols. Okay, so HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, DHCP, Telnet, DNS, SNMP. So all these protocol, if you heard about these protocols, they work on application layer. Okay, like HTTP, let me write down. HTTP stand for hypertext transfer. यही था ना, कुछ गलत ना लिख दूं मैं. Because people don't remember HTTP full form यार sometimes because it's very common ना. Yeah, it's correct. I'm just making sure I do not teach you wrong things. Right. So double check is good thing. So hypertext transfer protocol secure. See, I'm covering that basics. CCNA is not allowing me to cover that simple things, but I'm teaching you for all of you so that you never miss any basic thing. Okay. So then we have FTP, which is used for file transfer protocol. Then we have DHCP. Okay. So these two are for web browsing or for my web browser. This is for my data transfer. Okay. And the DHCP is dynamic host configuration protocol. So this is to give IP addresses automatically. Like when you connect with Wi-Fi, your computer automatically get IP address, right? So automatically assign IP addresses. Automatically assign IP address. That's the work of DHCP. Okay, like in your router, in your server, in your home router, there is a DHCP. So when you connect with Wi-Fi, your computer automatically get IP address. Okay, so that's what we call DHCP. Okay, then we have some more protocols. Okay, like if you see Telnet DNS. So Telnet is very important application in networking. Okay, so Telnet. So what is Telnet? So which is called like to remotely access network devices. To remotely access network devices. Okay, so like you have team viewer na, team viewer. So team viewer, like you get the desktop of other user and you can support them, right? Any desk, team viewer and all. So that is like screen sharing or remote desktop applications. But telnet is like you get the telnet remote CLI. Okay, so you get the console access of any Linux machine, of your router, switches. Okay, so that's called telnet to remotely access the network devices. So this telnet application is used. Okay, so I'll not cover much in detail right now because we are covering the application layer, not the protocols individually. But try to read all these protocols little bit, guys. Okay, so that's your basic homework. Try to understand these protocols. little bit, try to watch animation videos so that you understand little bit overview of these applications. I'll cover also. So then we have DNS, which stand for domain name service, domain name service. Okay, which is translate IP address to translates IP to name and vice versa, means name to IP. Okay, IP to name, name to IP translates IP to name and name to IP both. Because when you say I want to go to facebook.com, your computer do not know where is facebook.com, right? So you go to DNS server. Okay, so let me show you little bit overview. Okay, so okay, so please check this. So when this is you, user with web browser, okay, so you say that, okay, I want to go to this website, amazon.com. So your request will go to a DNS server. Okay, so DNS server has a big database where a lot of domain names, their IP address, all these things are in the DNS servers. So you go send a DNS query. So आप DNS query भेजते हो first. You send a DNS query. Please give me amazon.com IP address. I don't have. And then you get the IP address. Okay, so now you directly go to the server because now you know the IP. This is 10.1.0.1. Okay, so take an example. It's 110, whatever IP. You get that IP first from the DNS. Then you go to the server. Okay, means so on internet, your first request to goes to the DNS, then you send the data to other the correct server. Okay. So even in PC, there is what we call DNS cache. I'll cover in DNS. We'll discuss more in detail. But right now you understand, whenever a user go to internet on websites, okay, we humans remember names. That's why my name is Atul, your name is whatever, right? So we remember names. If just imagine if we have numbers. Okay, everyone has mobile number, right? But still we save the mobile numbers with the names because we understand names easily, right? Okay, okay. Now is voice clear? And the user web browser is just hold on. Yeah, yeah. So all these protocols, these are the examples of application layer. Okay, so what we are learning again OSI model. And why I'm teaching all of this so that you understand little basics. Okay, but in application layer we have to understand, okay, all these applications, they work under application layer. Okay, means a layer which is responsible for interacting users with applications or users with users. Okay, you can say that. So if you ask maybe what we call, okay, so application layer, and so this is the first layer, I say layer 7. Layer 7 from top layer. This is also called top layer. So it ensures an application can effectively communicate with other applications on different computer systems and network. Means uh, if I say what is the text on internet, if I have to write here somewhere, okay, so let me write down here. Okay, so this is what I found from Wikipedia. If you want to learn this in some more good way, so it ensures an application can effectively communicate with other applications on different computer systems and networks, because you are using a web browser, maybe like, or maybe you are using a WhatsApp chat software. So when you say hi in the WhatsApp, the other user will also get the hi in the WhatsApp, because two applications are helping users to interact with each other. So there is no such clear definition, because if you understand what is application layer, you can write your own definitions. If you understand what is application layer provide the user interface where we can interact with applications. Okay, like we can use WhatsApp, we can use Facebook, we can chat, we can say hi messages, we can use websites, we can get IP address. Okay, we can send a file with FTP. Okay, we can all these applications provide services to the users. These applications can effectively communicate with other applications on different computer systems. This application layer is helping humans to interact with other humans. You can say that. Okay. The software which help users to interact with other users, all these are called application layer protocols. Okay. Yes, every website has their own servers. Maybe they are on cloud. Okay. So then these two protocols are here also. If you want to know, let me write down, but it's not required right now, but it's a very basic protocol, SNMP. This is for network monitoring. Okay. Simple network management protocol. Okay. So this is for network monitoring. Like what is going on in my network? Okay. What are the alarms? If all my network devices are okay or not. Okay. So these are called network monitoring tools. Okay, or this protocol is used in network monitoring. Okay, checking the health of network devices, lot of things. Monitoring means that thing only, health of IT devices. Okay, like what's going on, and for the logs. Okay, for troubleshooting it can help us also. So you can simply say it's a network monitoring protocol, a simple network management protocol. This protocol is used for network monitoring. Okay, network monitoring is a simple word. Then we have one more protocol. So that's called what we call SMTP. So whenever we send emails, there is a protocol called SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. So this protocol is used to send emails. To send emails. Okay, so SMTP protocol, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol is used. Okay, so I then we have another POP also, or IMAP. Okay, so the POP stand for Post Office Protocol, and IMAP is for Internet Messaging Access Protocol. Let me verify, because again, I do not want to say, yeah, Internet Message Access Protocol. Yeah, correct. I am correct. Lot of protocols, guys, but don't get overwhelmed. Don't get confused. Why do I have to remember all these things? So in a day-to-day life, so when you are learning a course like CCNA, CCNP, when you are going for certifications, when you are ready to give the exams, so definitely we have to remember all these things. But in a real world, when you get a job, if you already have a job, when you uh, get the career hike and all, okay, so it's better to remember. But if you don't remember, it's okay. You can always revise because our brain is like RAM. We cannot store everything, right? So that's why we make notes. That notes are like, please go and check my second brain video. Okay, that's very, very important. I just remember now because how people remember so many things. So I made a video long time back on YouTube, not long time, 3 months back only. So ये वीडियो देखना है सबने जाके देखना. Okay, so try go to networkings, go to search bar and write second brain. So watch this video. How do you make a second brain digital notes? Because we don't remember easily. So if we make digital notes, we can access from anywhere, right? So notes are very important, and how we make them, that's more important. Keep all the nowadays the best part is this application, no apps. So it's like 1 hour video where I have explained how I make notes, how you can make notes, okay, and how you can stick with the topic, how you can put reminders. Okay, so go and watch this video. It's very, very helpful. Okay, so let me paste this link after the class. You guys can watch and try to watch randomly from our YouTube channel, because on YouTube also we have amazing content. Okay, so if you have joined our live batches, you get obviously all exclusive CCNA CCNP data, but some topics like how to make a resume, how to make second brain, whatever. So these topics are available in YouTube also. Okay. Guys, give me 1 minute. Okay, so these are the protocols, and now we have covered application layer a little bit. Okay, because application layer itself is a big, big topic, because all these protocols, you can read a lot of chapters, lot of books on these topics, but we do not need everything. We are preparing for exams as well for interviews, right? So maybe what is our goal, guys? Our goal is not to become Albert Einstein here. Yes or no? Yeah. We are not going to become scientist here. You should understand your goal. So the goal is to crack exam, and the another goal is to crack interviews. Right? This is why we all here, right? I would say crack interview is more important for this batch, because exam you will easily clear when you understand the topics. Yeah. So interview के लिए पढ़ रहे हैं हम यहाँ. We are going to focus on interview, and automatically we will prepare for the exam. Okay. So my goal always for my student is these two things, so that they can clear exam and they can crack interview. Okay. For the real world. So now when we come to the another layer, now you understand the data is still data. Okay. So now the data is sent to another layer, which is called presentation layer. Okay. So this layer tells it is responsible for the data representation. Data representation. How my data is going to look like. Or you can say responsible for the data representation, or in simple, what is the format of data? कि डेटा का जो फॉर्मेट है what is the format of data? Okay. So because when we access websites, we can send images nowadays, right? We can send images, videos. So all these are different format. Images has a different format. Video has a different format. Audio has a different format. Text has a different format. So all these are called like data formats. Okay. So like if you remember some formats, so this images is like PNG, JPEG, if you heard about Joint Picture Expert Group. Okay, GIF, graphical information format, something. Okay, so GIF images like where you see some memes and all. So video is also like AVI, MP4. Okay, so there are other formats also. I think long time back there 3GP and all. So AVI, MP4, and MPEG. I think MPEG is audio format. I think. Okay, so then we have audio is MP3. Okay, MIDI, wave. Okay, so these are called audio formats. And text is like a sky format. There is some EBDIC C something. Okay, so you do not have to remember, but just understand that whenever we access any website, so every website, every information on internet has a format. And whatever right now you guys are able to watch my live session, you guys are attending my Zoom class and all. So whatever data I'm showing you on my screen, so whole my data, when I send the data from my laptop, okay, then we have internet cables, my home Wi-Fi router, then the Wi-Fi router connected to internet, then you have your home where you also connected to your laptop, right? So this is your laptop. This is my laptop. Okay, in between we have internet. In between we have hundreds and thousands of devices. Okay, like small routers, big routers on the ISP side. So internet is connected with the help of ISP. And then you have small router at your home. Okay, and then you have laptop. Okay, so how my data is going from computer A to B? So on when I say hi on WhatsApp, how you get hi on your laptop uh, or maybe Facebook, whatever we are using. So whenever I say anything, when I send you a picture like JPEG or PNG, so the data, all my data, whether it is images, videos, audio, text, so all the data is going to convert into some signals, right? So this is what we are understanding. So when we are transferring the signals over the internet and when your laptop receives those signals, how your laptop understand the signals and again create the data. Are you getting my? So जो मैं अभी screen पे तुम्हें दिखा रहा हूँ, whatever I am showing you right now on my screen, why the same data is appearing on your screen? Tell me, guys. Why those signals? What? Because everything you know is getting converted into signals, right? My all data is going in the 0 1 format, then the what we call analog signals. Okay, because we are sending the data with optical signals, light ke through. Okay, if I'm in Chandigarh, maybe you are in Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, maybe outside India, Dubai. Okay, so how my data is visible to you in the same format what I am showing you? Because all this is responsibility of presentation layer, responsible for the data representation. Is that clear? Everyone say yes. Okay, great. Now two layers are done, application and presentation. Let's go to the third layer and let's repeat. After third layer, I will teach you again. Acha, let me give you just 1 minute Hindi overview also. Okay, so ये जो presentation layer है, okay, so the guys, I'm just saying, going to repeat the same thing what we discussed in Hindi. Okay, don't feel like I'm saying anything different in Hindi. Okay, so just allow me because a lot of people are asking. So just give me 1 minute. ओके सो प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर क्या करती है ना, डेटा के फॉर्मेट को डिसाइड कर रही है कि भाई डेटा इमेजेस में है, वीडियो में है, ऑडियो है, टेक्स्ट है, कि कौन सा फॉर्मेट है। तो आपका जो मेरा स्क्रीन है वो आपको वैसे ही क्यों दिख रहा है, बिकॉज वो पूरा डेटा वही फॉर्मेट आपको दिख रहा है जो मैं दिखाना चाह रहा हूँ और मेरा कंप्यूटर दिखा रहा है। और ये सारी प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर की वजह से हो रहा है। So the presentation layer is responsible for the data representation, and you can say that it is responsible for the data representation. You can give examples like data is could be in different format: images, video, audio, text, and images also have different formats. Video also has a different formats. Audio, text. So our data could be in any format, but as a presentation layer, responsibility is to show the same data what user is defining in the application. Okay, like when I say hi in WhatsApp, you see the text message. When I send you picture, you see the picture in WhatsApp, right? So the every data is going like this. Okay, so then we have the what we call, then we have session layer. Okay, so this layer is like when you access your banking website over the internet. Okay, so you go to any bank, like say which bank, National Bank, Indian, SBI, State Bank of India. Okay, so whenever you go to any bank, okay, so you access their website to check your account details, then you transfer the funds, then again some packets are going. So whenever I'm sending data to my banking website, all my data, I'm sure you know that every website nowadays with HTTPS. Okay, because this is a secure version of HTTP. We have not discussed much, but here, which we call here secure layer or SSL certificate in the normal website, it is like more security. Okay, so now you remember when you open a bank website, it automatically gets log out after 5 minutes. If you do not do anything, your banking website automatically get log out. Yes or no? Yes. So, but when you access Gmail, okay, so suppose Gmail, maybe it will not ask you because you say remember on this computer, and it will not ask you much, what we call, it will not ask you username, password again and again. Because in session layer, this layer defines the time frame between, okay, so this layer responsible for creating and maintaining, create भी करता है, create also, maintaining, responsible for creating and maintaining sessions between client and server, because your computer is client and server could be any server or maybe another computer. Okay, so responsible for creation and maintaining sessions between client and server. So when your laptop say I'm going to google.com, when your computer say I want to go to facebook.com, when your computer say I want to go to maybe Twitter, which is now X, I think, twitter.com. Okay, so all these websites, so basically you access from the same laptop. Then how Google knows that he has to reply you back and you get the data in the same web browser tab? Because in every tab, you open different sites like Google on the first tab. Then on the second tab, you open Facebook. Then in the third tab, you open Twitter, right? So what is happening? Every session you create with these servers, they have the session layer will create a session for all these connection. Okay, what we call connection table. Okay, my computer has a connection table where my computer store the data. Okay, that my computer has connection with all these websites. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so let's take a web browser. थोड़ा बोरिंग हो रहा है, थोड़ा प्रैक्टिकल में आ जाते हैं. Okay, so this is what we call my Google Chrome. And let's say here, let's type here google.com. Okay, so in the first tab, I'm saying google.com. Then we say facebook.com. Okay, then I say Twitter, which is now Twitter. Twitter is, yeah, Twitter. So now you can see I just open three websites, Twitter, Facebook, and uh, Google, right? So now my computer should create some table. Okay, and if I go to my terminal, okay, what we call command prompt. Okay, so now you can see I say here netstat, network statistics. Okay, so when I say here network statistics, so my computer is right now we are using Zoom also. Okay, so but you can see all these websites. Okay, so you can see there are some IP addresses. So this is what we call connection table. In Windows also you can use the same IP, but you can see here there is some IP addresses here. 170. You can see 182. Let's copy this 182 IP and let's check this IP belong to which server, because I'm just showing you practically that when I open three tabs, my computer is maintaining that all these things in the table which is called this network statistics. Okay, so I'm just trying to get the public IP, and let's go to that website. In the last class I mentioned what is my IP. You go to IP address lookup and copy paste that IP here, what I got from the connection table. So you can see this IP belong to, okay, this IP belong to Airtel. Okay, let's try another IP because I have a lot of IPs in my system. So I'm just trying to show you that, okay, we have a connection with Facebook and all. So you can see here XXFBCDN. Maybe this is related to Facebook DNS. And let's see this IP 197. So we have to be little patient because you can see here this is related to some another IP again. Agents, I'm not sure, maybe some server. Okay, let's go back. And you can also check, okay, is there any wrong connection on your laptop or not? And then you can kill the process also. Okay, let's 207, 146, lot of connections, na guys. So on all these you can see TCP connections, but I'm sure we have all these connections are established because right now I'm teaching you on Zoom. So there are a lot of connections of Zoom also, but you can copy these IPs and then you understand, okay, this is related to Google, Facebook and all. Okay, and how you can find, you can directly google.com, ping google.com, and we can find the IP address of google.com. So you can see Google IP is starting from 142. Okay, 142. And is there any IP related to 142? We can find that in this list. 148 is here. 148 तो दिख रही है, 142 भी होनी चाहिए थी. Yeah, 148. I think 148 related to Google only. Let's copy and paste here. Because Google ICMP ping is on different server, maybe. This is another one. Maybe again, it's not Google. Uh, it's also Eton Corporation and all. But yes, right now I'm on very, very busy laptop. If you do not, right now I'm on Zoom calls and all. So that's why it's a little difficult for me to show all connections. But yes, in your laptop, you can check from your end after the class and try to check netstat and try to see if your computer is creating connection with all the websites you open. Okay, so this is what we call the connection table. This is what we call netstat. Okay, and it will show you all the public IPs of the servers like Google, Facebook, and all. And for the more clarity, you can ping them and try to match these IPs in the connection table. And maybe it is same, maybe it is a little different, but it should be in the same range. Okay. Like I remember all these 17 IPs. If you check the table again, lot of IPs you see here with 17 IP. Because I'm using an Apple laptop, I already know this IP belongs to Apple. If I copy this IP, okay, because a lot of application going on. If I see maybe my computer is doing some upgrade and all. Okay, so a lot of backend application going on in Apple. So if I copy paste this IP, you will understand, okay, that there are some, you can see this IP belong to Apple. You can see ISP is Apple. Okay, so this is how you find, okay, this IP belong to which, so why it is showing ISP Apple? Because the big companies like Apple, Samsung, Google, they buy a lot of IP addresses. So in these websites, you will see their names as ISP. Don't get confused because ISP, Apple is not ISP, but still it is showing because all big company, they have lot of IP addresses and all these IPs, big companies are going to show you ISP in these kind of websites. So all are IP directly connected to you showing as yes. So all these IPs, what we see in the connection table, they are directly connection with my laptop. You can find all these right now. It is showing you establish, right? So जितने भी connection establish दिख रहे हैं, all these establish, all are my application. Okay, so I hope you got the point. So session layer responsible for creating and maintaining sessions between client and server. And this layer also provide a time frame like, okay, the bank website will get log out after 5 minutes or 10 minutes. That's called a session timeout. So every session has a time frame which we can define in the session layer, or you can say this session programming, what we call socket programming and all. That's not our work. So whenever somebody create application like banking websites and all, in the net banking in their website, they do some coding, they do some stuff that after 15 minutes, 10 minutes, the user will log out automatically from the website. Okay, that because they have connect session limit. You cannot have more than 5 minute session. You cannot log in from multiple devices. You can provide a lot of security in the session layer. So session layer is responsible for creating and maintaining sessions between client and server. Okay, so it provides a time frame where user can access the data. Some websites do not have time frame like Gmail. You just log in Gmail and it will not ask password lot because it's your computer. So it will not ask. It will automatically log in again and again because when you say remember me and all, these website, they store your cookies. Okay, or you can say that uh, your laptop store their cookies So what are cookies? They are the special files, okay, where when you have the cookies, okay, in your laptop, so whenever you go to google.com, automatically google.com know, okay, you are already a logged in user. So logged in user because you have the cookies. But if you clear your cookies, again it will ask you username and password, because this cookies will help you that you do not, Google will not, Facebook or Twitter, these companies will not ask you username password again and again. This is to just make sure um you do not have to log in again and again. This is like so that you can continue your session for long term, because session layer is responsible for creating and maintaining the sessions, right? So the cookies will help us to save, right, to save the information. So precise example you are asking me, or you are telling me exactly, Shahbaz? Please put question mark if you have a question mark. For how many days the data will saved in cookies depend on the server. Okay, you go to your cookies and check. It could be 5 days, 7 days, 20 days. Every website has a timing. You go to the web browser, you go to what we call clear browsing data, you go to the cookies. Yeah, okay, okay. तो cookies होते हैं ना अपने, not the biscuits. Third party cookies. Okay, so you can see here, I'm just showing you when you go to your Google Chrome. So all these websites are storing my cookies. You can see Google has 132 MB. And if I see Google Mail has 9 cookies, and if I delete this, it will ask my Gmail ID again. Okay, so if I clear this, let me show you guys. You can see in the settings, in the privacy and security, under this, you can see there is this section, uh, like uh, see all site and data permissions in the Chrome. And then you can see mail google.com, and you can see delete data. If I delete this data on my Google Chrome, you can see I just deleted. Okay, I just deleted the Gmail data. And if I go and log in my Gmail again, mail, Gmail, what we call mail.google.com, right? Mail.google.com. Uh, yeah, again, it will right now. Why it is not asking me username and password? Because I have to clear whole Google cache also, because my username and password under this accounts.google.com. I have to clear this also. So if I clear all my Google details, admin, Google, all these, then it will ask my username and password. Okay, so let me show you. If I have my website like learn portal, learn.nwkings, you can see here, right? So right now, if I go to my learn portal, because Gmail, I have to shut down a lot of things. So right now I can see in the learn portal what we call NWFlix. Okay. So in this portal right now, you can see here login. If I log in, okay, so I'm logged in right now. Okay, so you can see it is showing you dashboard, and you can see logout button, right? If you go to this website, right, it is showing you logout. And if I go to this website again, learn.nwkings, and if I clear this, delete, and if I refresh this, let's see. If I clear more, I think if I I have to close the browser again also, I think. You can see all the cookies are gone, right? And yeah, actually, I have to close this. I have to close the Google Chrome properly and my YouTube is going on. But yes, you can try clearing your cookies and it will ask you username and password. Okay. So that's the example I wanted to give in the session layer. Okay. So I hope you understand. Now we have covered three layers. Okay. So remember in OSI model, why we are learning? To understand IT networking, right? So then we have seven layers: application, presentation, session, transport, data link, and then we have network, data, and physical. So we are learning this OSI model for easy, so that we can easily understand the networking very well. Lot of protocols are working in application layer: HTTP, HTTPS, FTP. Okay, and then we have DHCP, so Telnet, DNS. Okay, SNMP, SMTP, POP. So all the application layer protocols help users to interact with other users. Okay. And then we talk about the presentation layer. So this layer responsibility is to format the data. Okay. Like how my data is going to look like. Yeah, Tulsi, I do understand. Okay. And whether the images is in which format. Okay. So then we have session layer. Session layer में क्या है? Session layer is responsible for creating and maintaining sessions between client and server. Okay, so we have done three layers, guys, and let's take a 10 minutes break. Okay, seven minutes is okay, and then we continue again. Okay, so let me go and let's come back after 11:05 approx. Okay, 11:05 पे मिलते हैं. Session is going good. You are able to understand, right? Good. Then see you all after 7 minutes. And if you are going, please shut down what we call close your cameras because you are live on YouTube. Or you can just discuss with some Yes, guys, I'm back. Yes, tomorrow we will have class. Tomorrow is any special day? Whenever I take break, I always wash my face so that I do not get sleep while teaching. You will make fun of me, na? Oh man, this teacher is sleeping, man, in the live class. Okay, so we all have to do hard work, yeah. It's nothing comes for easily, right? Little bit hard work is important. So just focus. I would not say focus for next 4 or 5 months. Focus throughout your life, because if you keep learning very well, so whatever you have not achieved in last few years, you will be going to achieve in next few years very soon. Okay. So how many of you have less than 10 lakhs package? Raise hand. See, I'm asking your salary. I'm sharing income tax report to Modi ji. Okay. So I'm sure everyone wants to have good salaries. Like in India, the good salaries are around 20 lakhs package. 15 to 20 is a good package right now for people with 5 to 7, 10 years experience. And people with more than 10 years experience, they can go for 30, 40 or more than that. Okay. So if you are on 4 lakhs, 3 lakhs, this salary. So if you are not a fresher, then definitely you have to learn lot of things in India to get high salaries. Okay. So like normally in India, so I'll be starting in next 2 minutes, just a career guidance. Like when you have CCNA, CCNP knowledge, and as a fresher, you do any courses. Okay. You do CCNA or you do CCNP, okay, or you do firewall. Okay, so now just with these three courses, okay, so people can go up to 15 lakhs package with only these three courses. But if you're a fresher, you can't go to 15 lakhs right now. Okay, so maybe you will start with 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs after 2, 3 years. If you do not do anything, even with CCNA, CCNP firewall, people can go up to 15 lakhs. But if you already have 15, then you have to add additional things here, SD-WAN and network automation. These courses will help you to go to up to 20 to 25 lakhs in India. I'm talking about in India right now. I will give, like in US, it's around $80,000. In SD-WAN network automation, you can go up to 100 to 120K. Okay. So when you are on already on 2025, now you have to learn some cloud security courses like Azure 500, 700. Okay, so this can help you to go more than 25, 30 lakhs. But so some people think that, sir, after CCNA, if I learn this Azure or something, can I get high packages? No. No, there is a proper what we call no, screen is not visible. Okay, sorry about that. मैंने तो पूरा यहाँ पे तुम्हारा रोड मैप बना दिया था. Yeah, so I was here. So okay, that when you have CCNA, CCNP firewall knowledge, so in India you can get up to 15 lakhs annually and $80,000 if you are from US or Canada. Okay, so like if you are already on 15 lakhs but you want more, then you learn about SD-WAN technology, you learn about network automation, and you can go up to 20 to 25 lakhs in India. Okay, again, I'm saying if you're a fresher, do not expect these packages. This is I'm telling you for the people who are 3 years, 4 years, 5 years experience. As a fresher, you will start your career with 3 lakhs to 4 lakhs. Then after 1 year, if you learn lot of things very easily, if you learn lot of things very early, then you can go up to 10 lakhs within just less than 2 to 3 years. Okay, and you can reach 20 to 25 lakhs within 5 to 6 years if you learn properly, if you follow networkings, and if you keep learning within 4 5 years or max 6 years, you can reach up to 20 to 25 also, because it totally depends how you are learning, what is your speed of learning. Okay, some people they learn CCNA and after 4 years they do not do anything. After fifth year they do attend CCNP. Then after 5 years they do not do anything. Then after 5 years they do firewall. So if you are in this category, you will obviously grow slowly. But if you keep your points clearly, okay, that I have to grow my career, I will learn CCNA CCNP firewall within 1 year. After 6 months, I will do SD-WAN network automation. After 3 4 months. So within all these courses, what I mentioned here, which can go up to 30 40 packages in India, you can learn all these courses in the time frame of around 2 years. Are you getting my point? So now the whole point. So right now we are at OSI model. Okay. So OSI model will not give you 30 lakhs. Right. So there is a career journey you have to follow, where in the last maybe you have to learn lot of advanced topics, maybe Azure security, here SD-WAN, network automation, CCNP, OSPF, BGP, okay, BGP, MPLS, lot of technologies, firewalls you have to learn. And all these technologies, when you learn, then you will reach your destination. So it means we are here. If we do not get motivated here, then how we will reach here? Tell me. Okay, so that's why this class is very important. So remember your destination in your mind, okay, that I have to reach 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs, make a big goal and make a realistic goal, okay? So if you are on 3 lakhs, don't target 40 lakhs right now. Focus on 10 lakhs. Okay, if you are already on 10 lakhs, focus on 20. Always focus. And if money gives you motivation, then work for money. Simple. ठीक है भाई, ये मैं बाबा तो नहीं लग रहा तुम्हें आज बोलते हुआ. Okay, so session layer is done and hmm. So yes. Okay, so now coming back to the topic. So application हो गया, application presentation session. So the first three layers are done, which is application layer, presentation layer, and then we have session layer. Okay, so remember all three layers, the data is called data. The data is in the data format. Okay, the data is in the data format. Okay, so the data is in the data format. Okay, so now a layer comes into the picture, which is called transport layer. So transport layer is going to deliver this data, and this data is so big, you cannot load in one packet. Like it's a big, what we call furniture you have ordered from any place, and you have to arrange 2 3 small pickups, what we call small trucks for your furniture, because the data, the furniture is very big, so you have to arrange maybe 3 4 small trucks so that you can get your data. Okay, it means you need delivery guys, because you recently bought a furniture, okay, or maybe anything. So you want to deliver this data. So this is the guy who is sending you the data. So now data will be loaded here in these trucks. The same way transport layer is responsible for end to end delivery of data, end to end delivery of data. So this layer is responsible for end-to-end delivery of data. That how my data is going to deliver. Okay. So now in this layer, so this transport layer gives you two options. How many options? Two options. Okay, that you want to use my TCP trucks or you want to use my UDP trucks. So TCP trucks are more reliable because if these trucks will send your data, these trucks will make sure your data will be delivered at the right time, right proper, means everything is okay. So means they are more reliable, they are more trustworthy. They will get the acknowledgement also. When they deliver data to you, they will take signature of data delivery. It means whenever you deliver data, they take acknowledgement signs, signatures, OTPs. Okay, OTP signatures like you get from Amazon Courier. Okay, so they do acknowledgements and they are guaranteed delivery of data. Okay, so UDP is not reliable, so we say unreliable. Okay, so this is, they do not have the acknowledgements. Okay, so, but yes, this is much faster, little faster than TCP nowadays because we do not do this acknowledgement reliable. Okay, and if any data is lost, maybe there is some problem with the truck, so that the another data, another truck will go. Okay, retransmission. If user do not get the courier, we will send the courier again, reattempts. Are you getting my points? So, like TCP is like your courier company. Like they are reliable, they take OTPs, they take acknowledgements. In case if you do data is not delivered, they will resend your data. Okay, reliable acknowledgement, retransmission is there. But in UDP, there is no retransmission. There is no acknowledgement. यहाँ पे हम डेटा को बस फेंकेंगे. We will throw the data here. We will not send actually. UDP is a protocol to throw the data. Okay. Are you getting my point? We just want to send the data whether the user get that my data or not. Right now, whatever I'm speaking, guys, my voice is going with UDP. So whether you listen my voice or not, okay, because all these real-time applications, they use UDP. Because UDP is faster, so that's why all real-time applications like Zoom, okay, or WebEx, okay, or maybe VoIP, voice over IP. Okay, so mostly all these services on, this is what we call VoIP services, Zoom, WebEx, Microsoft Teams. When I do video calling, audio calling, they use this UDP protocol. So TCP is good, but if I want to send, so UDP is much faster way. Okay. If I get some screenshot from the internet and if I paste here, we can have more big difference here. Okay, so you can see here TCP and UDP. Okay, so TCP is secure, connection oriented because it believes in making connection. That's why it is called connection oriented. It is, we do not say it's slow. Okay, so this is a wrong line, but we can say UDP is fast than TCP, but TCP is not slow. Okay, you can't say in interviews TCP is slow. Interviewer can ask, can you prove that? So do you think if we open YouTube, if you have good internet speed, YouTube is slow? That totally depends on your internet speed also, right? So when you open your Gmail, is it open slowly or it depends on internet connection? Depends on internet connection, right? So TCP is not slow, but yes, UDP is much faster than TCP. The reason, because whenever we send data to any other server, you do not get acknowledgements. You do not get the receipt. Acknowledgement means receipt of the data. Like we do not get in the UDP. But in the TCP, whenever we send data to any other server or computer, we always get the receipt that yes, we got the data. So which is more reliable? TCP, because it is giving me the acknowledgement. So guaranteed transmission. In case if my data is lost, this TCP is taking the guarantee that we will deliver the data. But in UDP, there is no guarantee because we are throwing the data. So in TCP used by critical applications like banking applications, transactions, UPI, all these things, what we are doing in day to day, banking, credit card bills, debit card, online shopping, everything we are doing with TCP. Okay? And all my Zoom meetings, all my video calling, live streaming, cricket matches, whatever you are doing, that's on UDP. Okay? So packet reorder mechanism, because if you send a data by saying hello, HELLO, okay, so when you send this data hello, the destination will get data maybe H first, then O, then L, and then E. Then what will happen? The destination will also rearrange the data. Are you getting my point? Because when I send you courier, you will get some packets after first packet, then fourth packet, then fifth, then second packet. It can be any order, but who will reorder the packets? If you use TCP, this is what we call sequencing. क्या बोलते हैं इसको? Sequence of data, sequencing. So that is in the, you can say, packet order mechanism. It's like sequencing. Okay, let me write down here. Sequencing is in the TCP, not in this. Sequencing is called, whenever somebody asks in interview, sequencing, what is sequencing? It means the packet will rearrange the order in the correct format, like in the number. Okay. Flow control. Like if I have normal computer, okay, and but I have lot of, my internet speed is very high, or maybe if your computer is like 1 GB speed, okay, maybe my data, I can send a data at the speed of 1 GB, and you have very old computer which can maximum take 10 MB. So what is happening? Or maybe 100 MB. So when you transferring at the speed of 1 GB, so maybe this computer can support up to 100 MB fast Ethernet. Okay, so what will happen? The computer will, okay, whenever we send data with TCP, it will control the flow. Okay, just that buffer is full. You cannot send data at this speed or something like that. So flow control means you cannot send data without the capability of other receiver. Okay, sender receiver speed should match. तो आप बहुत ज्यादा स्पीड से डेटा नहीं भेज सकते क्योंकि दूसरा तो सपोर्ट ही नहीं कर रहा, राइट? द अदर साइड शुड सपोर्ट द सेम स्पीड लाइक सेंडर. Okay, that's the whole point of flow control. So there is no reorder, there is no flow control, there is no guarantee, but yes, the UDP is used in the real time. So we have advanced error checking in the TCP. We have some basic error checking in the UDP like checksum. We'll discuss later on checksum. What is checksum? So whenever I send a data with a TCP, okay, so whenever I send a data with TCP, it takes 20 byte header. What is header? So when I send a data to you, in every packet, the TCP is going to take 20 byte. How many? 20 bytes. But UDP is not a big protocol like TCP. So UDP, whenever we send data, like right now my voice is going, in lot of packets, in every packet, all my voice packets, when I open, all packets are 8 bytes UDP information. Clear? गौरव सोना नहीं तो इंटरव्यू में भी तुम्हें सोना ही आएगा. Okay, so UDP and data. Okay, so UDP and TCP. Remember, TCP takes much data. UDP takes very less data. So UDP can carry much data. Yes or no? So remember, there is a thing called MTU, maximum transmission unit. Interview question है. Maximum transmission unit. So normally you can say it is 1500 bytes. Maximum what is allowed to go on internet, guys? Type in the chat. What is the default MTU in all on internet? Remember 1500 bytes. Kitna? 1500 bytes. So it means one packet could be maximum of 1500 bytes. So it means if you listening to a song of 1 MB or 10 MB, okay, so if I see here, okay, so just let me okay, so let's consider an example. Okay, so where we have 10 MB song. Okay, so 10 Mbps into bytes, how many? Because we will convert in bytes. So Mbps to bytes, yeah, approx this. Okay, let's say 1 MB has 1000 KB and 1 KB has 1000 bytes. Okay, so this is what we call 1 MB, and if I add extra zero, this is called 10 MB. Okay, ये देखो ना, if this into MB, okay, this is 10 MB, yes or no? Right? Why I'm adding 3 zeros? Because this is byte, so 1000 byte, if you remember this year or not, byte, MB, GB, KB, whatever. If you go to images and see this chart, okay, so remember this. Okay, this is in hard drive. So whenever we talk about 1024, that's in the memory. But when we talk about speed, it is all in the format of thousands. Okay, 1024 वाली जो होती है ना, वो मेमोरी में करते हैं हम. But when we talk about speed, it is in the thousands. Okay. यहाँ पे गलत लिखा होगा आधी जगह तो. Kind of, yeah, you can say here. Or simple is that. So let's consider if you are listening to a song of 10,000 MB, 10 MB. So 10 MB. So 1 MB, if you see 1 MB क्या होता है? 1 MB is 1000 KB. 1 KB is 1000 bytes. Right? Yes or no? So now if you add all three zeros, so this becomes, because you have to add all three if I have to convert in bytes. So it means 1 with 6 0. 1 with 6 0 is called 1 MB. And this is 10 MB. So I add additional zero because it's 10 MB. So one with 7 zeros, 1 crore, you can say in India. So, or what we call 10 million. Yeah, 10 million. So, so this value is around 10 MB. Okay. Now, if I divide this with 1500, if I divide this with 1500, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, divide by 1500. Okay, so how many packets I have to convert? To listen one song in my laptop, my computer is converting 10 MB song into 666 packets. But now I'm telling you that TCP, because if I'm listening music on maybe Apple Music, okay, so then it is like TCP or it can be UDP, right? But consider if I'm listening on TCP, but normally streaming is on which protocol? UDP, right? So consider if it is UDP, so 666, I have almost 1500. So in every packet, I have to minus 8. Yes or no? Because each packet of UDP will take my 8 bytes because UDP will take 8 bytes. So 1500 में से 8 minus कर दो. 1500 minus 8 is 1492. Yes or no? So if I have to send UDP packets, the maximum size is 1492 average. And if I see now my computer is going to process how many packets? 6702. Are you getting my point? Yes, Parag? All good? Okay. Now I'm telling you, IP address also takes some number. I will discuss now in further layer. You got the overview, right? Transport layer is responsible for end-to-end delivery of data. Now it is your call. You want to use TCP trucks or UDP trucks right now, but don't say in interview, sir. Right? TCP trucks, UDP trucks, else the interviewer will send you in truck. Okay. So it is just for example. So TCP UDP, like it is the difference. We have two type of delivery method, that whatever data we want to use, like suppose now you want to use website, like website work on which website? HTTPS. But HTTPS cannot go himself. Then HTTPS will be going to deliver in the, किस में जाएगा? The HTTPS data, all the data of HTTPS will be loaded in the truck, and this truck is called TCP. Are you getting my point? So that's why these protocols are called application layer protocols, because they work on application. All applications are loaded to the delivery protocols. The TCP UDP are the delivery protocols. और ये 10 साल एक्सपीरियंस वाले लोगों को भी नहीं पता होता बात. Okay, that these are the delivery protocols. These, because they get confused why TCP UDP, why BGP is application layer protocol. It works on TCP, right? So if you are a network engineer, maybe you know this, that BGP is the application layer protocol, but it also uses TCP. They get confused. Why it is using TCP when it is the application layer protocol? Right? When HTTP, HTTPS, they work under TCP. Then why they are application layer protocol? TCP work on transport layer. Then why it is not trans? So these questions will come up in our mind, and interviewer is going to play with these small questions. Now you got the point how deeply we have to go in OSI model so that we will be able to crack Cisco interviews, Juniper and all. And if you understand even 50% of what I am teaching you in OSI model, you will easily crack here HCL, Wipro, TCS. But if you learn properly, you may get clear with company interviews also. Okay, because they ask lot of deep dive question. What is MTU? If I have to send a data of 10 MB, tell me how many packets maximum it will create. Then you can think of, okay, 10 MB is like 1000, okay, KB, MB, GB. Then you can convert and all, just divide and you can give the answer. Okay. Now you got the point, right? But right now, if you download a data of 10 MB from website, if you download a data from any website, tell me how many packets it will create. Okay, 10 MB again, 1, 2, 3, 4, something, right? So again, if I come with the tab. Okay, so now, uh, because my maximum transmission unit is 1500, but if I'm sending the data with TCP, how many bytes TCP is taking? 20. So it means 1480. If I'm sending my data with TCP, or maybe I'm downloading a data, so it will be 6700 prox packets. Okay, so it means whenever I add this TCP UDP, this truck delivery is also taking to take 20. Or if I take, you can consider in simple way, if I go with TCP, it is taking $20. Don't say these things in interview, just understand in your mind. If I go with UDP, it will take $8 or 8 rupees or 20 rupees. Okay. Now you understand that it is taking some amount. It is not doing the work for free. It is taking some data. टीसीपी से डेटा भेज रहा है तो वो भी कुछ डेटा खा रहा है, यूडीपी से डेटा भेज रहे हो तो वो भी कुछ डेटा खा रहा है. ठीक है, बुरा ना मानो, खाने दो यार. ठीक है. सो TCP UDP is also eating up some what we call data. That's why we have to minus this data. Now all my data, this TCP UDP, the another thing about TCP UDP, why they are taking 20 byte, 8 byte? Why they are eating 20 and 8 byte? Because if I go to TCP headers, we are not going in much deep detail right now, but I'm just giving idea that as why they are taking 20 bytes, because whenever we send data, okay, now you can see this is around 20 bytes approx. Normally it takes 20. So now whenever I send, I told you in the first 3 layers, my data is called before the class, not class, before transport layer. I told you that all 3 layers data is called data. Yes or no? Yeah. Now data delivered to, let's take an example. Data delivery is done by TCP. Okay, take an example of TCP first. Now we have decided that we will deliver the data with TCP. So first of all, TCP will divide my data into parts. Okay, means if transport layer convert the data, they will get the data. Now data will be divided into smaller parts, because we cannot send whole data together. As I told you, 10 MB song is taking 6000 packets. All these are called segments. Data is divided into segments. Data को किसमें divide होना अब? Data will be divided into segments. Now the segments, if we check, all segment will add how many bytes? On every segment, TCP will take 20, 20, 20, 20 bytes. Okay. So in 20 bytes, what TCP is adding? TCP क्या add कर रहा है? What TCP is adding in 20 bytes? Source port number, destination port number, sequence number, acknowledgement number, window size, checksum, urgent pointer, control flags, reserved bits, data offset, and some additional data. Means there are a lot of fields. As a beginner, you can't understand right now. And I'm not going to explain right now. Let's go and become Albert Einstein. Okay, because I know that you have a lot of you guys have more IQ than Albert Einstein. I do really appreciate that, uh, but just for fun, let's not do it right now. ठीक है, अभी नहीं करते थे इसको, थोड़ा करेंगे, तसल्ली से करेंगे, ठीक है. But the main things what we have to discuss right now as a beginner, we have to understand there are two main important things here. Port number, because the most important thing field here is the port number. It means whenever I use any application, TCP add a number of that application. Okay, like we discussed a lot of port numbers today. Okay, so like if I give example of port numbers which you have to remember, main पढ़ेंगे, ठीक है. We will just learn some main topics, main port numbers. बोरिंग तो नहीं लग रही ना क्लासेस? भाई पैसे दिए हैं तुमने, बोरिंग नहीं लगनी चाहिए. बाकी मैं पूरा बेस्ट कर रहा हूँ अपना ट्राई, दैट यू शुड नॉट गेट बोर. Okay, so you can see here, guys, now we see lot of port numbers of all applications. I would recommend you at least learn these numbers if you can. Okay, so like FTP and FTP, like there are two port numbers, FTP 20 and 21. One for data transfer, one for command, control and transfer. Then we have SSH for like it is like Telnet 22. Then Telnet has 23 port number. So right now we have, you can see here, it's also mentioned on which protocol it is working. TCP, TCP, TCP. Simple mail transfer protocol also uses TCP to deliver the data. DNS using 53, but it can use TCP or UDP both. Okay. When we learn DNS, we will understand, okay, more about this. DHCP using UDP only. Means the protocol which give IP address automatically, it always use UDP because we want to get the IP address very faster. जल्दी चाहिए मुझे IP. UDP I'm using because I want IP addresses little fast. TFTP, which is like FTP, but it is used to upgrade, like you upgrade your Android phone. Na? The same way we upgrade Cisco router, Cisco switches. So where we use this trivial file transfer protocol, TFTP. For my website, I use a port number 80 HTTP. For my, there is 443 for TCP, HTTPS. Then we have 110 for post office protocol to receive emails. Okay. POP, I forgot to mention, POP is to receive emails, and IMAP is also used for receive emails. 110 and 143 for receive emails. Okay. धुंधला दिख रहा है क्या तुम्हें? Okay, I don't know, it's not doing 720p. Okay. यार बड़ी मेहनत लगी है क्लास में, रिकॉर्डिंग कम रेजोल्यूशन में नहीं होनी चाहिए. मुझे लग रहा है कम में ना हो जाए आज. जस्ट होल्ड ऑन, लेट मी चेक. The recording is going on Zoom. ये तो दिख रहा है यार, HD चल रहा है. ठीक है गाइस, नो, नो वरीज, ऑल गुड. So I thought the recording is going in low resolution. कम resolution में नहीं चाहिए. मुझे लग रहा है कम में ना हो जाए. मुझे मेरी बात. Hold on, let me check. Recording is going on Zoom. सही तो दिख रहा है यार. Okay, so नींद आ रही है तो बंद कर देते हैं क्लास. नहीं, let's complete. Okay, let's not sleep today. Just for 10-15 minutes, let's complete this. Okay. Then you can revise. You have a lot of days. Tomorrow also we will have a class, but maybe I can take another topic. I'm not saying I'm going to complete the OSI model today, because OSI model is something you cannot complete. You have to learn throughout this next 3-4 months. Okay, तो आपको ये लगातार पढ़ते रहना है. Okay, so there is no dead end. There is no end date of OSI model, because it's basic. Basics you cannot stop learning. Network time protocol 119. Okay, so all other protocols, the protocol what I have highlighted. So remember, they all have port numbers, and according to this TCP, whenever I send my data, I always add a port number. So it means when I send my data, my computer will add a source port which is called random, maybe 45112, and destination port will be like, if I'm using HTTP, it will be 80. If I'll be using FTP, it will be 21. So this destination port, that which application, which service I'm using, this will be in the destination port. Source port computer generate randomly. Source port number, destination port number. Okay, so I'm typing D port, S port means source port, destination port. So computer randomly generate these port numbers. These are called source port numbers. And what application you are using, that application port number will go in the destination port. And this whole data, these set or this bundle is called segment. And remember, the data is divided into segment. So like I told you, like if you have 10 MB song, and if you are listening to music using UDP, it will generate more than 6702 packets. So it means on every 6000 packets, the port number will be added. On every, if we send 10,000 packets, 20,000 on every packet, what we call every segment you will add a port number, because port number tells the internet which service you are using. पोर्ट नंबर से ही पता चलता है पूरे इंटरनेट पे कि आप क्या मांग रहे हो. यू आर यूजिंग HTTP, you are using SMTP, you are accessing website, you are downloading data, what kind of service you request, that defines in the port number. And transport layer add the port number using TCP. Okay, so just learn this much right now for this layer. Okay, that in transport layer, we do divide my data. And when we divide the data, we add a port number. Okay, and this is called segment. Very simple. Now my data is then go to another layer, which is called network layer. This layer responsibility to add IP address. Responsible for adding source IP address, that computer IP address, and destination IP address, where you are going. So it means whatever data you got initially, the data converted into segment, right? In segment, we have the port number, source port, destination port, and there we have the data, right? So this is what we call segment. Now I'm telling you the network layer add IP address. So it means The data will be like this: source IP address SIP, destination IP DIP, short form, and then source port number, or you can say that this is called segment. We can simply say that we will, instead of adding source or something, we can say that segment header, segment, and here we have the data, because data is still data, but here this is what we call packet. The network layer add IP address information like 1.1.1 and going to maybe some Google IP 100.2123. So this IP will be added in the source IP, destination IP. If you are using UDP, UDP will also add port number. Okay. The TCP add, UDP add both port numbers. But if you are using TCP application, it will add TCP. If you are using UDP, it will add UDP. Okay. So now network layer is responsible for adding IP address and protocols like IPv4, IPv6. Okay. So ICMP, like whenever you do ping work on ICMP. Ping. Okay. Ping is a tool which work on ICMP. Trace route भी बताऊंगा अभी. Trace route is also like ping. Okay. But they work on ICMP, and ICMP, IPv4, IPv6, these all protocol work on network layer. So network layer add the source IP, destination IP. Okay. We add the source port number, destination port in the segment. So in packet, basically, we add IP address and all, and routers and layer 3 switches, they work on this layer. Switches work on network layer. Work on network layer. Okay. So it means the network layer devices are routers and layer 3 switches. Layer 3 means those who support router kind of switches are called layer 3 switches, which can do routing and switching both. Okay. Now we have to close. So let's say data link layer. So data link layer is also data link layer, which is responsible for adding source MAC address and destination. Okay, so responsible for adding source MAC address and destination MAC address. Okay, so remember, मैं बार बार लिख रहा हूं यहाँ पे, बहुत मेहनत लग रही है, but still why I'm doing this, so that you understand the data. Earlier in the first 3 layers, my data was data. Then data added with the port numbers. Tell me this is what we call, when we add port number, what is this? This is what we call segment. Then my data add IP address, source IP, then segment header. The data is still data. So what is this called? Tell me. Data still go to data, because data will not change. Na? Data, this is source MAC address, destination MAC address. So this is what we call packet. Packet. This is what we call segment. Okay, so remember on transport layer we have segment. On network layer we have packets. So every time what we are doing, we are adding. Like in data, we added a port number, then we added IP address, then we added the MAC address. All this process, what is happening here? This is what we call encapsulation. Encapsulation. Okay, so it's a technical word. Okay, little fancy name. Encapsulation. We are adding lot layer by layer by like onion, right? We have layer and layer on onions, right? The same way it's like layer by layer on layer. Okay, so we are adding information. Source MAC, destination MAC. We say packet header. Then we have segment header. Okay, then we have the data. So this is what we call frame. And this is what we call data link layer. Okay, so frame होते हैं कहां पर? Frame data link layer. And this layer, like layer 2 switches, what we call layer 2 switches or layer 2 switches work on data link layer or layer 2. It's called layer 2, na? Layer 2 is data link layer. That's why we say in the market layer 2 switches work on data link layer. Okay, so frame work on. And after that, there is a layer which is not doing anything, which is just converting all my data into signals. Last layer, guys, and then you will free. Okay, then we have the layer called physical layer, where this layer responsible for signals, cables, and connector. Okay, responsible for uh, cables, connectors, and signals. This is my definition you can get from internet, a more technical way. Okay, unmanageable switch is also layer 1. Some devices like which do not learn MAC address and all, na? Like hub, unmanageable switches. Unmanageable means they do not have brain. Okay, unmanageable switches. They are just a physical layer devices. They just like you have a power socket, na? Then you have a what we call socket, a power extension where you get four more power surge adapter. You can say we get 5 ports. Like you can have charger, mobile, laptop. Okay, so this is like passing the current and all ports are getting current. The hub and unmanageable switches are like this. Okay, so physical layer kya kar raha hai? The frame gets converted. The frame then converted into format into 01010101. This is what we call encoding. When we convert my data in the 01 format, that's called encoding, and encoding is done by physical layer. Responsible for encoding and decoding. Responsible for encoding, because computer understand binary. And who will convert my all and frame, packet, segment, all the data, what we call in the last frame, which is when you open frame, you will get what? Packet. When you open segment, let me give example. So this is the main thing which is called frame. So inside frame, you have the packet. Inside a packet, you have the segment. Inside segment, okay, so all these are carrying your data. Okay, segment add what? Segment add port number. Packet add IP address. And frame add MAC address. Okay, so remember all these terms. Frame, then you open frame, you get packet. There you have the IP address. In segment, you have the port number. Okay, so this is all OSI model. This is what is expected from all of you to understand. I think the session was great. I have given my best, and lot of OSI model videos are available on networking's channel. You guys can repeat more and more, because in every class OSI model is little different. I'm teaching the same way, but every time like some new information you will get from the videos. Okay, so try to watch more and more OSI model on our channel. Okay, I would say once you complete your CCNA CCNP, then you can start watching other channels also. But let's complete this batch with networkings only. Okay, so I'm not saying anything is bad on internet, but you enrolled for networkings, so try to get, because our content is all delivered by me or my experts, and all the delivery, all the data is delivered by engineers. So we can take guarantee that all the courses are delivered by the real industry guys. But if you randomly go to YouTube channel and type OSI model, again, if you do not get the like a good trainer or something like which is not working, suppose any video, okay, then it is like you just learn in a different way. Okay, so just when you watch OSI model from the people, just to see the trainer is from the industry or not, then you can definitely learn from other videos also. Okay, there is no harm in learning. Okay, there is no problem. But I'm giving you these kind of warnings so that you do not learn the wrong things, because I'm putting my lot of energy on you guys. Okay, so I do not want people get confused by watching some random videos on internet. Okay, because these people can say anything simple. Okay, so this is all, and you will be getting notes. I'll be sharing these notes link with you. Okay, in the live portal, na, from where you attended the class, there is a WhatsApp channel link. So please join that WhatsApp channel link. I'll share that in the WhatsApp channel. It's like, and also I will upload on your portal where you get the videos and all. Okay. Oh man, कितनी देर लगी? 2.5 hours. Approx, I think the productive hours are approx 2. What about UDP header? UDP header is simple. See, I'm not taking UDP header class today. Header sections are different classes where we teach you header only. So today class is OSI model. Okay. If we keep going deep and deep, we can't able to complete the OSI model. Okay. Okay. I'll show you UDP header. UDP header is also similar way. ठीक है, एक बच्चा कह रहा है तो let me show you UDP header also. Don't worry. UDP header. See, UDP header is very simple. It has only port number, length, and data. That's it. We do not have flags, lot of things in the TCP. Okay, but in UDP, it is very simple. See, TCP has lot of detail, but if you send data with the UDP, let me add in the last. It is very, very simple. It has only port number, because UDP do not have the functionality. UDP do not do retransmission. UDP do not do lot of things, right? That's why it is very, very simple. And remember one more thing, guys. IP address, what we are adding, network layer. In the network layer, I told you we are adding IP. So IP header also takes 20 byte. Okay, I'll cover more detail. So when you understand what is MTU1, what is MSS, okay, so there will be separate class where I can discuss that. Okay, but as of now, that's all for today. And where you can